And we are back with another episode of Kicking It with Saint podcast. I was listening to somebody earlier today talk about, man, it's just an oversaturation of podcasts, man. I'm gonna keep it a band with you, bro. I really feel like people is just like really discouraging recently. Well, not even recently. That's just people. Like people quick to tell you, oh man, you shouldn't be a podcaster or nothing like that, man. Too many people do that already. You shouldn't do that, man. It's an oversaturated market, man. Too many people. Motherfucker, it's a lot of doctors. It's a lot of teachers. It's a lot of everything, bro. There's enough money out there if you're willing to work to make it, bro. You can't listen to people like that. Listening to people like that will put you in a depression and make you feel like your life is worthless and all the shit that you do is pointless, bro. You cannot listen to people like that. But I'm happy that you're joining me. I'm happy that you're back. And I appreciate you for clicking on this video and checking me out. Listen. We got a lot of shit to talk about. First off, gotta talk about this dude before I forget his fucking name. Arkush. Whatever. Dude came out and basically was like, he not voting for Aaron. I should have wrote down the quote now that I'm thinking about it. Fuck it. He came out, either it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, whichever point in time you listen to this video. He came out this week and said basically that Aaron Rodgers was, he not voting for Aaron Rodgers for MVP because even though he might be the MVP on the field, he not the MVP off the field. He cost his team. He was selfish. He a jerk. He the biggest jerk in the NFL. A whole bunch of shit. Now, I got a couple problems with old buddy, Hub, whatever his name is, Hurd. Y'all don't know nothing about that Parks and Rec. But I got a lot of problems with what old buddy said. Now, Aaron Rodgers responded and said, buddy's a bum. Straight up bum. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. A-Rod been on a tear recently. He my MVP just based off of his rant he went on the Pat McAfee show a couple last week and what he said today. Like, straight up, motherfucker said, y'all spreading these rumors that it's the unvaccinated people just going crazy, spreading things like, you gotta go check that shit out. Like, bro, whether you support being vaccinated or unvaccinated, it has nothing to do with that. The shit that man was preaching on, bro, was straight facts. And what's funny is when I was watching that, like, I was cleaning and half-heartedly, like, paying attention to that shit. And then I'm listening to him I'm listening to him rant, but I'm not really paying it no attention. But then as I'm listening, I'm like, man, this motherfucker kind of preaching. And so, it was like one or two sentences caught my attention, and now I'm looking at it, and he started going off, and I'm like, man, this motherfucker is preaching, bro. Facts. And then I like what he said about the dude, about her. He said, like, dude want to make it the most valuable vaccinated player award, and go ahead, run that agenda. But, and like he said, like Roger said at the end, somebody like that shouldn't have a vote. And I agree. Because a couple things, bro. For one, it's a lot of people saying, well, I respect him for coming out and saying that. Well, I mean, sure, great. You can respect him for coming out and saying that, but it's also fucking stupid that he would come out and say something like that. Even though I already know how these voters think, how they work and shit like that. We see these great players get left out. For one, I got a problem with motherfuckers who never played the game judging these dudes. Just because you watched the game for a long time and you think you know everything. Like, who voted these motherfuckers into power to be able to vote for MVPs and Hall of Fame? And, like, who the fuck, like, I don't know, man. That's a conversation for a different podcast, for a different day on the podcast. But to me, for him to come out and say that, we already know that's how a lot of these voters think and shit like that. So that's not really what shocked me. But a couple of the things that, I guess it did shock me, to be honest, that this idiot would actually come out and say that. But the first thing about that is, and this video is not just all about Aaron Rodgers in that situation. We're going on a lot of things. And we're going to talk about the games this week, the last week of the season, of the regular season in the NFL for 2021-22 season. 22 is among us, meaning the winter is among us. But, so, one of my problems with it, among a ton of things we're going to get into that I have a problem with him saying that, It's for one, that's the personal shit. When you bringing in, like when you make these awards personal, he made the Aaron Rodgers situation personal to him. He was personally offended by Aaron Rodgers' actions over the offseason. Aaron Rodgers didn't commit any crimes, didn't break any laws. He just handled his situation the way he felt like he needed to handle his situation. And really, Aaron Rodgers didn't do a lot of talking over the offseason. He stayed silent. And the media drew from that what they wanted to. And obviously, these media dudes going to take the, owner's side and the team side. We know how this goes. It's just like how the fans always blame players for everything. They hate players. We know how this shit go. But I don't like that he made it personal like that. Like, this is a business, bro. You keep your feelings out of it. Like they tell players all the time, it's a business. You can't take this shit personal. Well, he made it personal by caring about Aaron Rodgers offseason. My next problem with this shit. Why is off the field shit have anything to do with my on the field play? Listen, let me clarify. It's a little bit different if you pull a Henry Ruggs. And all respect to Henry Ruggs, I'm not dissing Henry Ruggs. If you kill somebody during your MVP caliber season, yeah, all bets off the table. You're not winning MVP. If you go out and commit a purpose murder, like if you go out and purposely murder somebody, you go out there and commit some type of sexual crime, some type of kidnapping, any type of legit bad crime, yeah. And if you're in the middle of an MVP season, which I don't know how somebody could be doing that type of shit and be in the middle of an MVP season, but if somebody was able to do that and they get caught in the midst of an MVP, obviously you wouldn't get them MVP because of off the field antics. If you pull in the Antonio Brown, you don't even got to get as severe, even though he got some severe crimes. You don't even got to get as severe. If you pulling the bullshit that AB be pulling, sure. Because I understand people hold that type of shit. Now, I heard analysts say that, well, we do kind of take the off the field stuff into consideration because how great of a leader and things. No. All that type of shit have to do with that. Also is something that has to do with the game. Like, I don't understand how stupid some of these fucking reporters and analysts is, bro. It makes no sense. But that's not what Aaron Rodgers did. Like, he didn't pull no AB and he didn't commit some crazy heinous ass crime. He simply did not like how Green Bay treated him or other people, which I agree with. When you are somebody who has been as great as Aaron Rodgers has, which is a very small percentage of players who have been as great at their position as Aaron Rodgers has been at his. When you've been that great and you do not have any say in the organization. And what really hurt Aaron Rodgers is that the Packers don't have an owner. Because if the Packers had an owner that he could be close with, then he would have got a lot of different things over the past couple years that other teams, the other quarterbacks get when they have owners that fuck with them heavy. But that's not the Packers. The Packers is like run by a group or some shit like that. Like they don't have one owner. And that's a problem. I think the NFL need to force somebody to buy the fucking team. But that's neither here nor there also. Different episode of the podcast, I guess. But when you're talking about all that type of shit, the off the field shit, I don't think that should play unless, like I said, it's something of that dramatic caliber. Other than that, what the fuck? That should have nothing to do. I'll even say if you hitting your girl or like in some type of domestic dispute off the field, sure, that should have something to do with it also. But motherfucker, if I didn't sign an autograph for a fan during an MVP season and that hit the news somehow, if me and my family fall out some reason and that hit the news during my MVP, that shit should make it so that I don't win MVP, even though I clearly was the MVP on the field. Because that's basically what Buddy's saying when he tried to use Aaron Rodgers. And then another thing that's really crazy to me is this motherfucker basically decided going into the season that it was no shot Aaron Rodgers was winning MVP. He decided going into the season that he wasn't voting for Aaron Rodgers for MVP because one of his problems with Aaron Rodgers was his off-the-field issues during the offseason. Which when you say off-the-field issues, his problem was that he felt like Aaron Rodgers held the Packers hostage. What? And he felt like he held the Packers, his teammates, and he made, for one, the motherfuckers is first place in the NFC. That's first off. So I don't know how you could say he hurt his team by doing the shit that he did. Second off, I find it very funny that everybody want to negotiate everybody's fucking contract for him. Like, these fans love to negotiate pro athletes' contracts for him. You know what I'm saying? As if they did all that work to Aaron Rodgers. Because let me just be honest with you for a second, man. For all these bozos out there who constantly talking about these athletes and their contracts and what they deserve and what they should be appreciative of and shit. Because you got those dickhead ass fans that'll be real quick to be like, oh, well, they playing the game they love. They should just be happy and shut up. No, my boy, you should just go suck a dick and continue to work your miserable job, living your miserable life with your no ambitions, no dreams, being stuck in a situation that you created for yourself, and stop hating on motherfuckers who found a way to get out of their situations or made their situations better. All right? Fuck you. Keep it moving. But when you excuse me. But when you basically decide before the fucking season even start that Aaron Rodgers is not going to win MVP, or he's not going to get your vote for MVP. No play has been done on the field, but you just decided that because you're in his pockets trying to negotiate his contract and what he deserves. Because that's what it feel like people was doing to me. When you say, and for one, it wasn't even about the money. Aaron Rodgers said that multiple times. Y'all kept wanting to say it was and all this type of shit. And he clearly, when he spoke, he made it very clear on what he felt it was. No respect for him, other players in the past, and things of that nature. Now, it'd be real funny if they bring Cobb back and the motherfucker get them to, Aaron Rodgers get them to the Super Bowl in the first year that he made them motherfuckers bring somebody back that he wanted. That'd be hilarious. But why did that bother you so much is my question. Like, bless me. Bless me. Apologies for that. But my question is, why did that bother you so much? For one, if it was about money, that's none of your fucking business. When Aaron Rodgers, and I don't understand why this motherfucker don't believe that Aaron Rodgers, for everything that Aaron Rodgers done since his time as a Green Bay Packer, I don't understand how you can look at his resume and don't think to yourself, this man deserves some level of respect, some type of say-so in important decisions in the organization. Now, I'm not saying you got to go to Aaron Rodgers with every little fucking thing, but some of the big things that's going to affect his job, I believe that he should have some type of say-so. Like this day, that day, or the era of not getting where your quarterbacks just, or your players just come in and play and shut up and go home and collect their checks, and that's over, bro. Because as much as motherfuckers want to say, oh, they get paid so great, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because they are the laborers. If they stop playing, then it's no NBA. And motherfuckers always love to say, oh, well, anybody can replace him. I can replace. Yeah, motherfucker, but you ain't a big name. You ain't also, y'all love to dumb down what these athletes do, bro. Y'all don't dumb down what people in the hospital do. But for some reason, y'all love to dumb down what these motherfuckers do. Y'all look at it and think to yourselves, for some reason, oh, I can do what he do just better, or I can do what she do just better. And don't even get me started on how y'all be disrespecting WNBA players, bro. Like, sheesh, bro. It couldn't be me, bro. If I was one of them WNBA players, bro, I would have been on y'all ass, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, y'all motherfuckers, it's no shot you be disrespectful. If I'm Candace Parker, bro, Sue Bird, Diana Goat, Taurasi, Maya fucking Moore, Lisa Leslie, bro, you're not about to be disrespecting me, bro. It's no shot. Like, I know people be like, man, you just gotta let it slide, you this and that. Yeah, if I'm a millionaire, yeah, I guess you're right. I could let it slide. But I'm a millionaire and I got time, so I'm not gonna let it slide. You see how we rocking? That's why I fuck with KD so heavy. KD say, y'all keep calling me soft and shit and taking pipe shots like I'm not gonna respond, or like I'm not supposed to respond. If you don't want me to respond, then stop saying shit to me, bruh. Cause maybe I just like fucking responding. Y'all be thinking I ain't got the time of day? I do. I got a lot of free time. KD say all I do is ball. And I respect that. KD one of them motherfuckers who he very appreciative that he a hooper, and that's all he do. He just do his job. If KD wasn't a hooper, I truly believe that motherfucker, whatever job he did, he just go to work every day and do his job and go home and chill. Like, that's the kind of motherfucker KD kind of remind me of. Motherfuckers who they do their job and then they go home chill. And the same thing. Like, that's all they do, bro. They don't get into no shit. Them some of the coolest motherfuckers. Dead ass. But yo, back to this motherfucker Hub or Hud, whatever the fuck his name is, Arkush. So I don't like that he used Aaron Rodgers off the field, which wasn't. I don't even like saying off the field issues because the man just wanted his respect. It's real funny to me how regular human beings want to be respected and we demand our respect in everyday life and shit like that. But when God forbid, an athlete feel like he deserve more respect or something like that. Like I see motherfuckers every day talk about how they deserve more money. I can get on Twitter and see tons of people talking about how we don't get paid enough and for what we do and shit like that. And listen, I'm one of them people who believe every job is an important job. Any job that you doing, I give you respect for if you making your money the legal way. And for the dudes who make it the illegal way, do what you got to do, big dog. I don't disrespect that. But listen. I have no problem with shit. Oh, my fault, y'all. Something. Fucking nose, man. Where were we? But listen. I have we just gonna go back. We just gonna go back. Cause I be hopping around everywhere and people who listen to the podcast like, man, this dude don't got no type of consistency, man. I can't listen to this shit. That's alright, buddy. That's alright. Listen. I don't when we talking about Hub, Herd, whatever the fuck his name is, Arkush, I don't understand how people can, when in your everyday life, like I was saying, when you I see people every day feel like they should make more money, and like I said, I think every job is important, so I'm not gonna shit. This is the wrong podcast or channel to think I'm gonna be shitting on any type of job. I see a lot of that going on in 2021 where people, for some reason, and I'm not gonna lie, I see a lot of females doing it the most, but that's something that both genders I've seen do, but I lately I've been seeing a lot of females do it. But especially females who not even well educated, don't really have no talent. They only talent is that they look good and can do their makeup or have somebody do their hair and makeup real good. Like that's, and please don't think I'm talking about no rapper like Cardi, Nicki, or Meg Thee Stallion. Them motherfuckers clearly have talent. They are rappers. Now I'm not a big Nicki fan, but Nicki, is big to a lot of people. And I'm not gonna say I don't listen to her because I think she is whack with a lot of the shit but I'm pretty sure Nicki got some tracks out there that's pretty tough. What I'm saying is Nicki clearly is talented. You don't win all them awards and sell that many records and shit from being untalented. And Cardi is talented. I fuck with Cardi. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really listen to Cardi a shit ton, but a lot of the shit that I done heard with Cardi on it, Cardi's pretty tough. She know how to ride a vibe, and I fuck with that. And Meg Thee Stallion is talented, bro. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like average fucking females, bro, who don't have no real type of talent, bro, who probably only got on because they look good. And the motherfuckers keep talking about I don't want a broke man or a broke dude. Like, bro, what? Excuse me. That's just crazy, bro. I feel like people who talk like that is some of the reasons why. And it's real funny to me because, some people do start off rich. If you're born into wealth, that's different. But most people are not born into wealth. And you might not have it as hard as some people who have it hard, but if you're not born into wealth, you would think most people who struggle growing up or not born into wealth, because all these people who rich got this sob story nowadays. So if they really had these sob stories that helped them get rich, you would think they would have more sympathy for people who aren't as fortunate as them or haven't hit like they have. But they don't. They're just real ignorant with it. And that's crazy to me. Because I don't know. That's just real crazy to me. But I don't shit on nobody who work no type of job, because any job that you are working and providing and making money, whether it be providing for yourself or for a family, children, it don't matter. As long as if you're working, that's good. Now, I'm also not somebody who's gonna get on here and preach to you. You should be working a 9 to 5 doing it. Fuck that. If you are chasing your dreams and at the moment chasing your dreams have you not working and you can afford to not do that at the moment, do that shit, bro. Because when you blow up, You'll be able to pay for all that other shit and do all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for people chasing their dreams, bro. I think society in too many ways nowadays try to give you a blueprint on how to basically stay average, basically. Like, I remember when I was in high school, I used to tell my ex, bro. We used to go to the library, and I always used to tell her, bro, like, I don't even really want to go to college. I was like, why do I want to do that? They tell you, I say it's like a repeat story. Every fucking year at school I done been in, they always tell you, you grow up, you go to school, you get your education, you graduate, you go to college, you get your education, you graduate, you go to college again, you get your education, and hopefully, your degrees, and hopefully you get a job in that field, you get married, you have children, you get a dog, and you die. I said, I don't really want to live that blueprint. I don't really want to live that life, to be honest with you. And you got all these people who'll tell you, like, oh, you got to go to school and shit like that. They don't really push for you to really dream unless it's within the confines of school. And I really think that that's a problem in the school system, at least when I was coming up. Because they really didn't push you to be like, they push you to be a firefighter or a policeman. Because that shit that's like a blueprint for that. Millions of people or thousands and hundreds of thousands of people have went through that blueprint. They don't really. I remember when it would be a dude in the class, or if even me would say we wanted to be like an athlete or a basketball player, football player, and how they be like, that's unrealistic. You should pick something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, who shoots down kids' dreams like that? The school system. They legitimately is like robots. I used to go to school every day growing up thinking that teachers was emotionless robots, bro. And my mom was a teacher. And I was just like, yo, these motherfuckers have no souls, no dreams. This is like, I used to think teachers was the worst. And then I got to college with some teachers who was teaching part-time and actually had ambitions, personalities, cursed, and all that type of shit. I was like, this pretty lit. But either way, we don't shit on nobody's job on this channel, bro. You dig? And I notice a lot of people been doing that shit lately. But we got so far off topic. When you talking about because I can't even remember how we even got that far down the rabbit hole. But when we talking about Mr. Kush, what I hate is when you. How we talked about humans demanding more for their regular everyday people, demanding more for themselves from their jobs, whether it be respect or money or something like that. But we don't expect athletes to be able to do the same thing. Like, you don't just take anything in your regular job. Your boss, you don't let them treat you any type of way, talk to you any type of way. But the athlete should, just because they make millions of dollars. See, I will never understand, because to me that's called dehumanizing athletes. But I will never understand how, because somebody makes millions of dollars, that gives them anybody the leeway to disrespect them. They should be disrespected because they make millions of dollars. I remember when I saw that video of them two dudes trying to sell the baby some candy, and then they overpriced the fuck out of the candy. And people was like, the baby should have gave them a whole bunch of money, and he ended up giving them like $20 a piece or something like that, just for the simple reason they tried to hustle him. And people was like, man, he should have gave it to him anyways because he got it like that. What? Just because this man rich, he should have let them hustle him? What kind of shit is that? Like, it's like regular everyday people expect for celebrities to just allow people to disrespect them and shit like that. Now, I'm not talking about celebrities, but I am talking about athletes. Like, the way people treat athletes makes no sense to me. And this dude right here, calling Aaron Rodgers a jerk, the biggest jerk in it. For one, you wouldn't fucking say that to him to his face. Like, if you were standing right in front of Aaron Rodgers, you would not tell him that he is the biggest jerk in the NFL, bro. You just wouldn't do it. Like, straight up. Second off, like Aaron Rodgers said, how can you say something like that when you've never had a conversation with me? You're legitimately going off of everything everybody else says about me, which could not be true. And I can't stand when people bring up this motherfucking Aaron Rodgers family and his brother and shit like that, as if other people and everyday people don't have rifts with their family all the fucking time. There's families out there that don't fucking speak to each other, bro. Like, let it go, bro. The fact that y'all expect these athletes to be these holier than thou people, bro, makes no sense to me, bro. Like, y'all basically don't expect them to be humans. You dehumanize them. And I will never understand that, bro, because that's what this dude is doing. You're calling him the biggest jerk in the league. And I really hate how analysts get away and reporters and people like that get away with basically talking shit about these athletes on public TV. And nobody look at it as that. Like, this motherfucker just called him one of the biggest jerks. That's no different to me than a motherfucker getting on TV and calling somebody a bitch. Like, because it's unwarranted. Like, what are you getting on TV called? Like, what have I done to you? Everybody done moved on from this shit that happened in the offseason, which is something that y'all really shouldn't have been that moved over. The only reason the Packers fans and whatnot was mad about it is because they was scared they was going to lose Aaron Rodgers. And that's what fans do to sports teams in sports to players when they scared. When you're a great player that's going to leave a franchise, that's how fans do you. We saw the people burn LeBron James jerseys and shit like that. Like, people hate you and start talking all types of shit as a panic tactic or some shit like that when they think they finna lose a great player. It's just what happened, bro. I don't know why you don't just respect them on their way. Unless you a great player that they know is not good anymore. Like J.J. Watt, who they knew wasn't the same J.J. Watt. They let him go and the players didn't give a fuck. I mean, the fans didn't give a fuck. They was happy to get that shit off of their roster. You see? Aaron Rodgers, they knew just won MVP. If that motherfucker, when he threatened that he wasn't gonna come back, they started going crazy, losing their minds, getting hella disrespectful and shit like that, bro. Like, come on, man. So it's a whole bunch of reasons why I don't like what Buddy came out and said. And then, he came out and apologized, which I'm pretty sure he only did because a whole bunch of people had something to say about it. And it's funny thing about that public pressure, how it persuades you and make you change your opinions and shit like that. And it probably didn't make him change his opinion. It just make you come out and do that forced apology and shit like that. But nah, motherfucker, stand on your morals. You stood on that long enough to be able to come out and say that goofy shit in public. Why would you retract it now? Why would you apologize for it now? You clearly feel that way. You felt like that the entire season. You felt like that during the offseason. You felt so strongly about it that you couldn't stop yourself from saying it. And you probably thought, like Aaron Rodgers said, nobody knew who the fuck you were to the day. You probably thought that was going to remain the case. But you know how it is. A nobody talking about a somebody, you blow up somehow. Like Jay-Z said, I hit you, you sue me. Yeah, I know the line, man. You shoot me, you famous. I shoot you, I'm brainless. You dig? So, I don't really like this dude, man. I don't think he should be able to have a vote for MVP or for the Hall of Fame or whatever other votes he have. When you allow things like this to determine your votes and you hold people like, just think about all the other people who he might have not given a vote for who deserved the vote just because of something that they did that he didn't deem, that he don't deem good in his eyes. Like, that's my problem. And then he said that it's no criteria for the process of how you elect MVP and shit. Like, man, y'all gotta stop giving some of these motherfuckers votes, bruh. The fact we should know everybody who got a vote. The voting thing should be voted on because I still can't get over the fact that T.O. wasn't the first ballot Hall of Fame. Like, I'm never gonna have any type of respect for the Hall of Fame. Steve Smith Sr. ain't getting in on the first ballot. Like, I just have no type of respect for the Hall of Fame whatsoever. When you can hold one of the greatest receivers of all time and Terrell Owens out, and then hold another one of the best receivers all time and Steve Smith out, Steve Smith Sr., yeah, I just think you're goofy. So I could give two fucks about that Hall of Fame, to be completely honest with you. But I really do think something need to be done about the voting process and this shit, bro. Dead ass. Because I see people all the time bitching, complaining about the Basketball Hall of Fame, the WWE Hall of Fame, the Baseball Hall of Fame. And to everybody's credit, the Baseball Hall of Fame is trash. You can't have these dudes who saved your sport and now you don't want to hold them in because you want to act like you more glory than everybody. Like, who the fuck cares if people get mad that you put Barry Bonds in? Barry Bonds, the greatest player to ever play your fucking sport. For you not to put Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame is just absurd. It's just stupid, to be completely honest with you. But like, you really care about public opinion that much that you ain't gonna put Barry. Like, this man could. I could care less. We're not gonna spend all that time talking about baseball. But listen, All I'm saying is they need to do something about the vote process. Because like I said, people bitch about the WWE and NBA letting everybody in, but the football, NFL, bullshitting people. Shannon Sharp had to wait. Why would Shannon Sharp, one of the greatest tight ends of all time, be waiting to get in? Why was he not a first ballot Hall of Fame? Especially based on the criteria from back in the day. All his numbers, if you're looking at, and that's my problem. Because the Hall of Fame is not the Hall of Fame of life. It's not about all the bullshit that I was doing on and off the field. And if you're a player who never had no problems off the field and you legitimately should have made first ballot Hall of Fame and they found out, like T.O. Oh, he killed locker rooms and shit, like how do you know that when you weren't in there? You choose what reports you want to care about and choose which ones you don't want to care about. It's plain and simple. And I really don't understand that, because the fact that you hold out some of these dudes for so long. I believe Marvin fucking Harrison made the Hall of Fame on the first ballot. I like Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison ain't no fucking T.O. So, that's just crazy to me, but I agree with Aaron Rodgers, bro. The dude's a fucking bum. He should not have a vote. You cannot give dudes like that votes, bro. Just dead ass. To respect, if you respect the integrity of the whole process and shit like that, then this bozo shouldn't have a vote. But I imagine they probably won't take it away. So, anyways, we got games on Saturday. KC playing Denver, Dallas playing Philly. Now, I'm not really too interested in that KC-Denver game because maybe Mahomes play, maybe he don't. I don't think he gonna play. But maybe, I'm trying to think. Is it a team that could take first place from them? If it is, then he will play. If they need to lock up first place in the division. I mean, in the AFC. If this is a need to lock up, if the playoffs haven't already been guaranteed to go through KC in the AFC, then yeah, Kansas City will more than likely play some of their starters so they had a guaranteed win. And if that happened, I mean, I'm taking KC to win this game regardless, even though it's in Denver, because I still believe that Drew Lock going to be playing. And even though he wasn't atrocious last week, it's Drew Lock. So there's no way I could take them to win this game. Well, I can't even remember who the backup for KC is right now. Is this still Buddy? I can't even remember the dude's name, but I know who it is. I just can't remember his name. I think Kansas City will win this game. Denver really got nothing to play for except for draft position, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I do think they have an outside shot. No, I don't think they have an outside. Denver's not making the playoffs. My eyes got real wide when I said that, bro, because I was doing a bunch of rambling and thinking, and then it just all came to Denver's not making the playoffs. But the game that I'm interested in is that Dally Philly. I'm trying to say Philly, and I mixed it with Dallas. Dallas, Philadelphia. It's in Philly. Jalen Hurts wrote a letter to the Washington owner, I believe it was, about the safety and what he wanted to see change. And I said on the last episode of the podcast, like, they really do need to do something about that. Like, what if people had died from that? Like, what if Jalen Hurts, what if that shit fell on Jalen Hurts and like, the ultimate thing is, like, what if it killed him? But what if that shit break his leg or injure him or some shit like that? Now Philly, who headed into the playoffs, all of that's killed because they don't have their quarterback now. And I know some bozo out there probably saying, man, Gardner Minshew can do it. Man, fuck you. Listen, you got to do something. And I was listening to Shannon talk about, oh, they don't think that, they probably wasn't thinking like people going to be, what? Have they not seen a fucking NFL game? People lean on those things when players walk through all the time, legitimately during halftime, before when they introducing the player. What, Shan? What are you talking about, Unc? Like, Washington is the same stadium, now that I'm thinking about it, that had the shit pipes with the shit water or piss water coming through the pipes on the play. Which I don't know how fans don't end up suing these motherfuckers for that, and I don't know how I cannot find myself in a situation where I can sue a company for a lot of money, man. Like, I don't want to be in a situation where I get hurt, or like I don't want to break my legs or nothing like that. Like, I don't want to break no bones. I don't want to, have no serious injuries and nothing like that. Nothing that's going to disfigure me. But, some shit water falling on me. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with that. Like, I'm going to hate it in the moment and shit like that, especially if it get in my face or in my mouth. Like, I'ma truly hate that. But you know what I'm saying? Some shit water leaking on me and shit like that. Like, I feel like that's a good little couple thousand. You know, if I'm lucky, play my cards right, probably got a good lawyer. That might be a mil. You know, because we could talk about, hey, is corona going around? A lot of diseases. I could die from this. Yeah, that's a meal right there, baby. That's a meal. You got to play that right. But yeah, Washington got to do something about this raggedy ass stadium, bruh. And I said it in the last podcast that they needed to do something about that stadium. The one thing is, when Washington about to change the logo and the mascot and the name and all that shit anyways, why don't you just start construction on a new stadium? I mean, I understand if you say that they don't really bring in the type of money that some of these NFL teams bring in because they're not a good team and all that. And I get that, but I mean, Jesus Christ, bruh. Like, Washington's their color scheme is beautiful. I like Washington's color scheme. That red or burgundy, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the yellow, the white. I like that color scheme. I do think they could update the uniforms a bit. Like, I do think the uniforms is ugly, even though I like the color scheme. I think the uniforms is hideous. So I do think they could update the uniform. I don't know how Nike don't come in here and just like upgrade these motherfuckers to some drip, bro. Like, all these teams should be walking around with fire-ass uniforms. No team in the NFL should be walking around with ugly-ass unis. And not only that, why don't teams have like 6, 7, 8, 9 different uniforms to rock? I swear it feel like teams got one throwback and a home and an away jersey and maybe an alternate. 4 jerseys in all if you lucky. Unless you the Chargers, because it feel like the Chargers got a plethora of uniforms. But like, I don't get it, man. I feel like some of these marketing teams for these fucking NFL teams, to me, are just fucking lazy. Washington is lazy to me for the simple reason. Now, they got a lot of shit going on in that fucking organization, but they should have had a name last year. The Panthers, like I said, that I don't understand how you don't do more with a panther. A Black Panther is your logo. I don't know how you're not doing more to spice shit up. Like, I saw the big panther, the digital panther that you copied from the Ravens last year, having the raven flying around the stadium. The augmented reality, I see you copy the Ravens with that. And listen, there's no hate. It's no hate, you know. But all I'm saying is the Panthers could be doing way more with their unis, their color scheme, all that type shit. It's like, I don't understand why they stay so basic with the shit when you got a fire at. It's like if somebody had a phoenix as they logo. That shit would be fire. If you didn't have different fire ass designs for a phoenix, like, what's going on? I don't even know why that's the random thing that popped up in my head. But Philadelphia, Dallas. Fuck, we not talking about Washington's raggedy ass stadium no more. Philadelphia, Dallas, bro. This is at first, a couple weeks ago, you tell me, and I even said on the last episode, like, I think Dallas is the better team. But I'm taking Philadelphia to win this game. The reason, now, Philly is going to make the playoffs. And listen, Nick Sirianni is the coach of the year, in my opinion. And maybe after I sit down after the year over and really do some thinking and really looking back at some of these teams, maybe my opinion will change. But I don't know, man. I really like what the Eagles started doing like a month or two ago, and how they've been riding this wave. And listen, no, they don't beat the best of teams and whatnot, but you just got to beat who on your schedule, bro. It's point blank, period. You got to beat. And nobody expected the Eagles to be here even with some of the wins they got. You didn't expect them to get some of the wins that they got. And I think they're finna pull off one of their biggest wins of the year. I think they are going to beat Dallas at home. For one, Dallas offense is struggling. I think Dallas offense will struggle again. Washington, you got to remember when they beat the hell out of Washington. Washington was missing a lot of players. Now, that's not that don't excuse Washington from getting blasted like that. But I mean, Baltimore was missing a lot of players, and in the same week they was missing a shit ton of players. They got blasted. So I can give Washington that excuse in that regard. I do not think Dallas is about to go into Philadelphia and blast the fucking Eagles. And I said it on the last episode, bro. I really think Jalen Hurts is a winner. He might not be the best from the pocket right now. That's why you're supposed to have coaches in place that can develop him to help him get better from the pocket. And I'm not looking for Jalen Hurts to become Tom Brady, Peyton Manning from the pocket. I wasn't looking for Lamar to become that. Now, Lamar done became way better from the pocket than he done became unbelievably great from the pocket. Now, obviously, he's not better than a Pat Mahomes or Aaron Rodgers, but compared to where he was at to where he is now, Lamar Jackson in the pocket is crazy. I don't understand how he done made that type of leap that fast, and he can only keep getting better. So, especially if you fire this fucking offensive coordinator and Greg Roman. But Jalen Hurts can get better. He clearly is a dude who open to learning, who open to being coached, who open to getting better. I don't understand why Doug Peterson did him the way he did him last year, but what's done is done. I'm glad you start fresh. See, I like that. You start fresh. I like that, bro. But the Eagles, if they stick to doing what they do, and the Eagles seem to be a team, since I've been watching them, that will stick to their guns. They're not going to try to get fancy and do all this extra type shit. They are going to run the fucking ball, play defense. Jalen Hurts going to hit the throws that's there. And you'll be ready, if you go into the game, listen, Jalen Hurts ain't no Peyton Manning, but he can hit a throw here and there. He can get the ball to his team. I know people want to highlight how he missed throws and this and that. Jalen Hurts can hit them throws that he need to hit when he need to hit them. He been doing it. I think this is a game where Jalen Hurts rises up. And it's weird because Jalen Hurts going through all this right now, and if Jalen Hurts continue to develop the way I think he can, I think Jalen Hurts going to end up being a problem in that division because I don't know what it is about Dak, man. I don't know what it is about Dak. This is a big game for them. I don't give a fuck how great the Cowboys people think they is. They need to win this game. But I do think this is going to be a competitive game. Like I said, I got Philly winning. I don't quite know what it is about Dak. And I said it a month ago maybe longer back than that. I'm not sure how to judge Dak. Because it's like he need everything to go well for him and shit like that. I don't think he make players on his team better because he play with a lot of great players. I think Dak's job is very simple with the Cowboys. And it's always been very simple with the Cowboys. And the times that it was hard is because Dak couldn't lift them above, some of their struggles. And obviously he had the 1 year where he got hurt, but they were struggling even before he got hurt. And I always said, man, Dak throw for a lot of yards, but they already done lost most of these games when he throwing for all these unnecessary, for all these empty calorie yards, like Unc like to say. So I'm very confused on Dak. And then he just had these stinkers. He light up a Washington team, lose to Arizona, and start doing the empty calorie shit at the end of the game when it really don't matter no more because Arizona done thoroughly. And if you didn't look at that Arizona game, you would have thought that it was a hella close game, but I don't really think that game was as close as the score indicated. Like I said, bro, it's hard to judge Dak, or not really judge him. It's hard to know truly. Because if I say that I think he good, he could really put on a stinker. Dak is becoming Kirk Cousins like. I think Dak is better than Kirk Cousins. I think. But I don't think he that much better than Kirk Cousins. Let me put it like that. And I do think he better because I think Kirk got weapons too, and Kirk be struggling but unlike Dak, I think Kirk's play calling over there. The play calling in Minnesota is very weird. But it's hard to lock Dakota Prescott down, bro. It really is. And I like Dak. But if you told me, take a quarterback right now, him and Jalen Hurts, I would take him for a game right now. But if you ask me who do I want down the line, I don't know, man. I'm kind of leaning towards Jalen Hurts because it's something about these quarterbacks who don't have everything. Now, granted, I done said I think Jalen Hurts has weapons over there. I think he got a good running back. I think he got pretty good receivers. I love Dallas Goedert. They tight end. And I think, but Jalen Hurts, and because I know people going to bitch and complain about the throwing yards and shit. But it's just something about a dude who know how to elevate his level of play, regardless of if he dominating with his feet or making the key plays in the passing game. Jalen Hurts to me, Jalen Hurts done showed me more this year with Philly than he showed me at college at any point in time. At any point in time, I have been more encouraged by Jalen Hurts this year than I was at any point in time with him in Oklahoma or at Bama. Because at Bama, he was clearly being, in my opinion, he was being carried by an unbelievably great roster at Alabama. And he couldn't overcome Deshaun Watson that second time. The defense played good enough to make key enough plays, and the running game made big enough plays to beat Deshaun that first time. But I felt it. And then he almost lost us that one against Georgia until they brought Tua in. And it was clear to me that he wasn't developing in college. He was just, relying on the talent of, for one, that they played against bad defenses. Two, he played with a team full of NFL-ready players, basically. He went to Oklahoma. I kind of felt like it was pretty much the same thing. This was the best year of football I have seen from watching Jalen Hurts. Fuck the numbers. What I seen from Jalen Hurts this year was a dude who fought through adversity. He helped his team. He was a leader on his team. His team rallied behind him multiple times this season. He is very clearly the leader on that team. He got a coach who believe in him and a coaching staff who believe in him. I really like Jalen Hurts, and I think this year showed me a lot, bro. This year, like I said, was this year watching Jalen Hurts has been the most. This has been the most fun I done had watching Jalen. Now maybe it's because he don't play for my team, Alabama. But nah, dead ass. This is the most encouraging year I've ever seen of Jalen Hurts. Like, when I was watching Jalen Hurts in college, I never at one point in time thought that he was an NFL-ready quarterback. This year made me realize Jalen Hurts can be an NFL quarterback. Not only can he be one, he can be a winning NFL quarterback. Straight up. Because, for one, they in a division with Washington, who is perennially a bad team in my opinion. They have their years where they might do something, but they're usually a bad team, and they usually don't have a quarterback. Dallas is wishy-washy. They was bad last year. They great this year. They only done had really 2 great years under Dak. But like I said, I don't really know how I stand on Dak. And you got the sorry-ass Giants. Now, the Giants become a problem if they go out and get Russ, like I keep saying. But I don't think they will. They'll probably have Daniel Jones back, and then they'll probably end up drafting another bad quarterback. So Jalen Hurts could really fuck around and be the king in this division if he continue to develop the way he's supposed to develop. And if you Nick Sirianni, you really got to go full in on his development now. Like, he just showed you that even not at nowhere near the best he can be, that he can get this team to a playoff berth. So you got to go full, all in on Jalen Hurts, in my opinion, at this time, because he a winner. Winners find ways to win, bro. Y'all gonna realize that one day. Winners find ways to win. They might not be winning in that moment. They might be going through adversity, going through some shit. But eventually they find ways to win. And that's what Jalen Hurts is, bro. He's a winner. And that's how I know he's going to succeed in Philadelphia. And it's a good thing. It's kind of like when I noticed, what's my boy over there, Justin Fields. When I realized Justin Fields is going to be just fine in Chicago. There's a lot of shit they need to fix and get right. But just some of the plays I done seen him make and things like that, Justin Fields going to be all right. Now, I do wish he would be able to sense pressure a little bit better, just like Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts and Justin Fields going to be just fine. And I got Philadelphia winning that fucking game. Now, we get to these Sunday games, bro. We get to these Sunday games. Oh, first off, though, RIP John Madden, bro. I didn't say that in the last couple podcasts. RIP John Madden and RIP Betty White, bro. She was 99 when she passed. John Madden was 85. I pray I get to live a good life, to live long enough to see that. You know what I'm saying? I always say, man, I hope I can get wealthy so I can live, and I hope my mom can live to see me get wealthy, and not just live to see me get wealthy, live to enjoy my wealth. You know what I'm saying? What's the point of getting rich if my mama can't enjoy that shit too after all she did for me growing up? You dig? So, you got those two people that was able to provide for their family for a long, long time. And I know they're going to be missed and whatnot. So RP to those two legends. If you never watched Golden, my mom used to watch the fuck out of Golden Girls, bro. And you have been a fan. Yeah, I know the vibes. But, yo, week 18. Sunday, Cincinnati, Cleveland. Now, I don't think Joe Burrow, I think I even read a report, Joe Burrow not playing on Sunday against Cleveland. And neither is, we talked about this last podcast. Neither, which one? Either way, Neither is Baker. Baker getting the surgery done on his shoulder, I believe. So this is going to be an unwatchable game more than likely. I don't even remember who the backup for the Cleveland is. I do know not for Cleveland. I know Case Keenum, the backup for Cleveland. I cannot remember who the backup for the Cincinnati is, but I do know that the backup will probably be playing. I do not believe Joe Burrow will be playing. So with that, Cleveland can't make the playoffs regardless if they win or lose. I don't think Cincinnati's going to move up or down. I guess Cincinnati. I mean, I guess I'll take Cleveland just for the simple fact Case Keenum playing. But I don't. I mean, shit. Maybe they'll be thinking to themselves, we might as well help our draft stock as much as possible, and they'll lose it. I don't know, man. I really don't know. That's one of them games where it's the last game of the season for Cleveland. So what the hell? Players could pack it in and be like, we just ready to hit the road, go home. You know what I'm saying? So who knows what could happen? I guess I'll take Cleveland. Washington Giants, neither team making the playoffs. Another game where players are going to be like, yo, I mean, we want to get this check, but it's over for us after this. These players who have already packed up the crib, get ready to move back into their off-season houses. After the game, they probably already got the adjustments and arrangement to go ahead and hit the road and get back home. So who knows who's going to win this game? I mean, you hope it's a good game. I don't know how many people will be watching this game, but it's in New York. I guess I'll take Washington and win it because if Tyler Heinicke can play, I'm imagining that he will play because why the fuck not? Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Yeah, I'm imagining Tyler Huntley will play this game also. Big Ben obviously going to play his last game as a Steeler against Baltimore, the long rivalry. Good for Big Ben. I think we're going to win this game. For the simple reason Big Ben just ain't. I mean, I saw the motherfucker almost throw 50 passes for less than 100 yards Monday. So as bad as Baltimore's defense is, I'm imagining they can stop Big Ben from, torching them for 152 yards, I imagine. I pray. But plus, I think Tyler Huntley could be a problem for the Steelers defense. I mean, who knows how this game could go? I mean, it's two bad teams, really, at this point. One of them just riddled with injury. The other one just a bad team because they got a bad quarterback who, listen, no disrespect to Big Ben. I saw Colin talk about Big Ben on his show today. How Big Ben was basically wasted talent and all that type shit. I kind of agree with him to an extent. I kind of agree with him on a lot of the points he made, to be completely honest with you. But I don't really like shitting on too many people on their way out of the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to do that to Big Ben right now. But I do expect Baltimore to be able to win this game at home, man. Like, Baltimore, I know we not making the playoffs, but can we at least just go out with this dub? And Lamar Jackson better not be suiting up on Sunday. This season is over. Do not put my boy out there to fuck up his ankle anymore. He got a full off season to heal up and be ready to ball out next year. For Pittsburgh, salute to a legend, Big Ben. I'll probably do a bigger salute for him, a more proper salute on the next episode after Sunday. But, the important thing is my boy T Sizzle gonna be at the game, so I really want to win because T Sizzle one of my favorite players all time. I hope y'all enjoy them Sizzle edits for this episode. But yeah, I love Terrell Suggs, T Sizzle, Ball So Hard University. That's my guy, and he gonna be honored at Sunday at Baltimore. So salute to T Sizzle, 55, one of my favorite players all time. Indy, Jacksonville. I'm taking Indy to win this game. I believe Indy need to win this game. And Jacksonville just got their ass smacked 10-50. The NFL team just lost by 40 fucking points. Like, what I'm supposed to do with that? Like, these motherfuckers lose like they still in college. Like it's a college team playing against one of them fucking teams that's got no pros on it whatsoever. Like I said, I really am irritated a bit with Jacksonville. And I saw the little clown out because the owner is Tony Khan, and I saw, or Shad Khan, whichever the fuck one it is, and the hashtag Klon out. basically clown out what they were saying, like con, man, you get it, bro. But I'm really a bit irritated with that franchise because I really wish that Trevor Lawrence didn't end up with that fucking team. He truly should have came out of that fucking draft last year, because I don't believe the Jacksonville Jaguars had the first pick in the draft last year. I hate this for him, because he really got to pray that they get it right in the offseason with the coaching staff, the head coach, the pieces they put around him. And that's just hard to do, to believe when you're playing for Jacksonville, when you're looking at their track record. It's just so hard to believe that they're going to do what they're supposed to do to help you grow as a player. And I don't want to see them ruin Trevor Lawrence's career before it even starts, but it pretty much looked like that's exactly what's about to happen. So I don't know how Trevor Lawrence is going to make it out of this. I think they're going to lose Sunday again. I don't believe that they should change up how the draft is, as far as like how the NBA do that doofus ass lottery. I think the NBA lottery is one of the reasons why so many sorry ass teams continue to stay sorry, because the worst team in the NBA, I don't give a fuck if they tank it or not, the worst team in the NBA should be getting the fucking pick, the first pick, and so on and so forth. You should not be having a lottery, because some of them teams at the bottom is legitimately the best player in the draft away from changing their entire franchise. Like, Ja Morant should not be a Grizzly right now. Now, it all end up working out for a lot of these teams. The Hornets end up eventually getting LaMelo. And listen, the Pelicans can, eventually we'll find out if they'll end up regretting taking Zion over Ja Morant. But listen, Jacksonville fucking sucks is the gist of all this. And I don't want to see Trevor Lawrence's career get fucked up, but Indy is... I expect Jonathan Taylor to really run stupid in this game. I mean, Jonathan Taylor could probably go for 200 plus yards in this game, to be completely honest with you. Because for Jacksonville, the yearly pack it up game is here. Because every year it seemed like Jacksonville. I'm so happy that Jalen Ramsey got off of that fucking team and is not wasting his prime no more on that fucking sorry ass team. I feel bad that, Calais didn't really waste a ton of years there, because they was pretty decent while he was there. They had those 2 little good years, but man, I feel bad for players who waste their whole careers. They're like Darryl Smith. Like, just Jesus Christ, that's a poorly run organization, bro. Just a poorly run organization. But I think Jacksonville is going to get their ass kicked in again. I think Indy going to come in motivated. They know they need to win this game. I don't really know what Carson Wentz is going to do, but it's a bad team, so Carson Wentz should be able to handle this. Chicago, Minnesota. Minnesota still got a chance to make the playoffs, I believe. I believe it's an outside chance, or maybe they got eliminated last week. Either way, I think Minnesota's going to win this game. I don't even know if Kirk Cousins is going to be playing in this game, but I think he is. I'm going to take them to win. I kind of want to take my boy Andy Dalton. I'm going to take the team that I think is the better team. I think the Vikings are the better team, even if it's just slightly. I think the Vikings going to win it. I'm not going to, that's only if Kirk Cousins play. If Kirk Cousins not playing, I'm taking my boy, the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, to pick up the dub. Because I think Andy Dalton and the Bears can win this game. Now, granted, I don't think this really matters. I don't think neither one of these two teams making the playoffs. Maybe the Vikings can really... I don't know. I don't think neither one of these two teams making the playoffs. If they did, both of them get knocked out the first round. So, but the Vikings got to figure something the fuck out, man. Because it's just... How do you have Thielen, Jefferson, Cook, and it's not a perennial playoff team and one of the best offenses in the league every year? Like, Kirk Cousins got the 30-something touchdowns. I think he got less than double-digit interceptions. I don't know if I got to tell y'all this multiple times. I don't give a fuck about stats in certain situations. Certain situations, stats don't really tell you the whole story. Like, you look at Kirk Cousins, those stats, and you look at their record, and you like, well, those stats clearly didn't contribute enough to winning. And that's my problem. That's the problem people have with Dak Prescott in the past. Like, you complain about certain quarterbacks who don't put up big stats, but clearly have a big reason why they win, like a Jalen Hurts. But we praise dudes with these great gaudy numbers, and they don't contribute to their team winning at all. Kirk Cousins. So I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it. Let's have the gaudy numbers and miss the playoffs, but complain about the dude who don't have the gaudy numbers but got his team to the playoffs. Like, it's just so crazy to me. But I do think Minnesota end up winning this game if Kirk plays, even though I still kind of want to lean towards Chicago just because of my love for Andy Dalton, the Red Rifle, who I also want to interview one day. But the next game, Green Bay, Detroit. Now, I know Aaron Rodgers won't be playing in this game. Like, he could possibly play like a quarter or two, but there's no shot they put him in there with that toe. He should get a whole week to rehab that toe. I believe they got the first place in the NFC locked up. There's no point in him playing. Jordan Love should be getting some reps in. This should be a Jordan Love type of game. And if it look anything like it looked when he was in KC, it's no fucking shot that I'm watching this game. It's going to be hard to watch a lot of these games this weekend, really, when you notice, unless it's the specific games that have a shit ton on the line, it's going to be hard to watch a lot of these games. But yeah, I'm taking Green Bay to win this game still, even if Jordan Love play, just because it's Detroit. And I'm pretty sure Detroit could beat a Jordan Love, but I don't think they will. Even if that means putting Aaron Rodgers in the game for like a quarter or two to keep his rhythm. Like, because if I was them, I would probably give Aaron Rodgers the option of either you going to play 2 quarters or you ain't playing at all, because you damn sure not finna play a full game. I give him that option, because I'm one of them people who don't really like going into the playoffs and having 2 weeks off or a week off after you so hot going, because I think that's what killed Baltimore and Lamar's MVP year. Like, I think if they had just kept playing all the way through, they get to the Super Bowl or get to KC in the AFC Championship game. But because they took that week off and they had to cool off, and it was basically 2 weeks because they had the starters sit out the last week of the season, and you missed that, you get the bye week. So that's basically 2 weeks of not playing. And I didn't agree with it at the time. And I remember saying, like, yo, man, this could be a real dumbass move by John Harbaugh. That might have been the dumbest coaching decision I think John Harbaugh ever made. And you got to understand it because you don't want people to get hurt. But I just don't think that you can coach like, man, I swear, when you coach scared thinking somebody going to get hurt, somebody usually get hurt. You got to go into that game thinking that you still got a whole bunch on the line, bro, because I just don't agree with giving dudes that long of a break to cool off and then have to get right back into the rhythm after a 2-week break, basically. So, now that I'm thinking about it more, I probably would play Aaron Rodgers 3 quarters. Or as long as believe he need to play. And if he eventually say that he feel like he need to play the entire game, I'll probably let him play that entire game. I'm not going to lie, because I ain't even mad at him getting the stats. I mean, he already got MVP. Every stat now is just stats for his record. And I hate it when people say, oh, stats don't matter. I mean, Dak Prescott doing all that stat padding back in the day, but I mean, shit, it do. I mean, it go on his record either way you look at it. So, hey, there's that. Tennessee, Houston. I think Tennessee going to win this game because Houston trash, but Derrick Henry, that's what I was thinking about. Reports that they just put him on the active roster or the some roster. Basically, Derrick Henry getting healthy, he could come back. That's great news. Obviously, I fuck with Derrick Henry heavy. I love Derrick Henry. That's the dude right there. I hope he ain't rushing back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope he ain't rushing back just because he feel like his team need him. Like, I hope he is 100% healthy when he come back, because you don't want these motherfuckers to come back and then end up getting hurt because they tried to rush themselves back. That shit is the worst. That's what happened to Klay Thompson, I think, and KD. But if Derrick Henry come back, that changes things for the Titans, because what's my boy name? Ryan Tannehill instantly becomes a way better player. Way better player. And I like Tannehill. The Jordan pose, all that. Way better player if you get Derrick Henry back. But I got Tennessee winning that game. New Orleans, Atlanta. I think I'm going to take New Orleans to win this. Now, I don't know if New Orleans can still make the playoffs. I think they do have like some outside crazy-ass chance of making it. I don't think they will make it. But I do think they're going to end up beating Atlanta. Atlanta not a good team. They ended up picking off Josh Allen 3 times last week. But at home, I think it's still weird that they got a Chick-fil-A that don't open on Sundays, and they don't. But I think the Saints gonna win it. The Saints defense is a good defense. I mean, you think about it. If the Saints had a quarterback the past couple years, they probably get to the Super Bowl. Now that I'm thinking about it, guess we'll never know. San Fran Rams. Jalen Ramsey said we have to set the tone, bro. Like, that's the only way we're going to beat these motherfuckers. Now, he didn't say that verbatim. I'm paraphrasing. I threw the motherfucker in there at the end because that's just the type of motherfucker I am. You dig? But he right. They got to come out and, you know, now I am going to take the Rams to win this because I think the Rams, I want to take Cal, but I just think the Rams, they understand the importance of the game. They waking up to play this one at home. And as much as I think Trey Lance got a bright future, it's going to be hard to go 4 quarters for a rookie with Aaron Donald on the other side and Jalen Ramsey on the other side also. So for that alone, I got to take the Rams. Seattle, Arizona. Now, I think Arizona making the playoffs, but I'm interested is Kyler Murray playing in this last game because if they can't get no worse or no better than wherever they at right now, then I'm almost certain they'll probably let Kyler Murray rest this week. But if Kyler Murray play, I kind of want to take Seattle, even though I know Seattle a bad team. It's just this feeling that I'm going to take Arizona. They at home. I'm going to take Arizona to win that game. New England, Miami. Miami seem to always have New England's number at the end of this season. But I'm still going to take New England's defense because I think they'll be able to stifle. You know, I was listening to Colin Cowherd, and he said that he don't really like he would move off of Tua. And I'm telling you, baby, it's just because I like this motherfucker. But he kind of convinced me in what he was saying. Tua don't really throw the ball down the field. Like, he is a dude who live off of the short passes and shit like that. And I do think you got to be able to move the ball down the field in the NFL as a quarterback. The best quarterbacks in the NFL can get the ball down the field. Mahomes, Brady, Rodgers, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, they can all push the ball down the field. So I kind of agree with that. But I'm going to take New England's defense to get it done. I haven't heard too much about my boy Judon the last couple of weeks. So big game incoming. Jets, Buffalo. I'm taking Buffalo in a bounce back game. I believe Josh Allen will play in this game if I'm not mistaken. Josh Allen, know he got to bounce back from last week. I believe he will at home. Listen, I don't think Buffalo going to win the Super Bowl to get to it, but they still have a chance to. Like, Josh Allen might have had a bad game last week, but this is still a very good team. So, you can sleep on Buffalo if you want to going into the playoffs. Carolina, Tampa Bay. I don't think Tom Brady is playing in this game. But if he do, I think Tampa going to win the game regardless. Because I think they're a better team than Carolina. But if Tom Brady don't play, Carolina could sneak and get one, I think. Chargers, Vegas. Now, this is a big game. This is the game I'm going to end up watching. It's probably the nighttime game now that I'm thinking about it. If Vegas win, I believe they in. And I hope that Vegas win this game because the Derek Carr disrespect has to stop. It has to stop. I get on here basically weekly. I'm going to interview Derek Carr one day. And it's going to be a fucking great day. Like, everything leading up to the interview going to be great, and everything after the interview going to be great. The interview going to be great, everything. Derek Carr going to be having a phenomenal day. I'm going to be having a phenomenal day. It's going to be a great day. Derek Carr is my guy. Like I said, I done fucked with him since he came out of the draft. I just had this affinity for Derek Carr. Like I done said multiple times. Great part of my life was happening at the moment of me watching Derek Carr. So I fuck with Derek Carr because I attribute, when I think of those moments, I think of Derek Carr. Pause. But if Derek Carr can get the Raiders this win, they are in the playoffs. And that would be huge. when you look at, like, listen, Aaron Rodgers is the MVP. It is not even a question. Derek Carr don't have the numbers to get the MVP award. But when you truly look at an MVP and what Derek Carr is an MVP. He's not the MVP of the NFL, but he is definitely one of the many MVPs. He ain't the ultimate MVP. That's Aaron Rodgers. But for all the other dudes who won't get the award, but who was also MVPs for their team, the Jonathan Taylors, Lamar before he got hurt, for all the different guys who are MVPs for their team, Derek Carr has been an MVP for the fucking Raiders, especially if they get to the playoffs. If you take Derek Carr for this team does not win nearly the games they won, and they are not in the position they are in right now. Derek Carr, for all the hate he gets, for all the critics, for all the trash people talk about Derek Carr got this fucking team in position to get to the playoffs right now. And that's what Hunter Renfrow as his best receiver. And see, that's what really bothered me, because I don't think people really grasp that Hunter Renfrow is this man's best receiver. And he got y'all thinking that Hunter Renfrow is far better. And I ain't saying Hunter Renfrow trash and nothing like that. I'm not shitting on Hunter Renfrow. But Hunter Renfrow ain't Darren Waller, who he continued to not have. Hunter Renfrow wasn't Henry Ruggs, who he lost halfway through the season, I believe, or earlier or a little bit later. Like Derek Carr, what he done had to deal with, lost his head coach. Like everything Derek Carr done had to deal with for the last couple years and this year. It's just a credit. He don't get enough credit. I just don't think Derek Carr get enough credit. And I done said it before. It's like this thing where people seem to shit on quarterbacks who do. Like, people give Baker Mayfield way too much credit. Like, you don't give Nick Chubb the credit he deserved for basically being the driving force behind that team. You don't give Myles Garrett his credit for being the face of that franchise and the heart and soul of that team. You don't give all the other dudes the credit. You never gave Odell the credit for taking pressure off of all those other receivers, getting them the open looks. You don't do none of that. The credit you give all to Baker for some odd fucking reason. Well, Derek Carr is one of the dudes who don't get nearly the credit and respect that he deserved for what he done for the fucking Raiders. Derek Carr had one season where he was just absolutely atrocious. And I believe it was his first season with John Gruden, where I was like, Derek, what the fuck are we doing? And that probably was coming off of his injury. Either way, Derek Carr, without Derek Carr, the Raiders are not in the position they're in. Nowhere near it. So, Derek Carr, like I said, they don't, for some reason, people don't give quarterbacks the true respect. The quarterbacks who truly carry teams. Cam Newton in Carolina. Lamar with Baltimore. Derek Carr with the Raiders. Fucking Jalen Hurts over there with Philly. Like, I don't understand why we nitpick these dudes, bro. Give these motherfuckers their credit. They are doing things that is, for one, if you don't feel like they as talented as some of these other dudes that you praise, then that should make it even more impressive that they doing what they doing. But for somehow, that's not how people work, so whatever. But I love Derek Carr, and so he get his respect from me. He get his roses and his flowers from me. But with that, I appreciate y'all for joining me on another episode of Kicking It with Saint podcast. If you're going to fuck somebody, wrap up, man. Don't be like Tristan Thompson, man. Don't be like Tristan Thompson. Don't date somebody and continue to go out there and get other females pregnant, man. That's not the move, man. This dude, Tristan Thompson's a goof, bro, at this point. But I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. I hope y'all have a great night, day, afternoon, whichever point in time you listen to the podcast. Share the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast. Like the podcast. Turn on notifications so when I drop videos, you'll be notified. Follow me on Twitter at Saint ST Capers, CAPERS 24. I appreciate y'all for joining me, man. Tell somebody you fuck with them. Tell somebody you love them, man. Saint out.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know, there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps because they know what happens next.